In the beautiful city of Abuja lived a young man named Amos. Amos was in his mid-20s, tall, handsome, and successful. His business was thriving, and people admired him. To many, he was the perfect example of a young man who had made it. And when a man has money, respect, and a future, the next natural step is marriage. That was when Laura came into his life. Laura was gentle, intelligent, and graceful. When Amos asked her to be his wife, she said yes without hesitation. 6 months later, they were married in a colorful ceremony filled with laughter, music, and hope. Their love was the kind people envied. They decided to enjoy their marriage first before having children. They traveled, built their home, and dreamed about their future family. But life had other plans. 6 months later, they started trying for a baby. 1 year passed, then another. Nothing. At first, they laughed it off. "It will happen," Amos would say confidently. But slowly, the laughter faded. Then one afternoon, Amos's mother came to visit. Laura welcomed her warmly, but the older woman's face was cold. "Why have you not given me a grandchild?" she demanded sharply. Or, "Don't you even have a womb?" The words cut deep. Laura cried herself to sleep that night. The next morning, she went to the hospital. She needed answers. After several tests, the doctor looked at her gently. "There is nothing wrong with you," he said. "You are perfectly fine." Relieved but confused, she went home and showed Amos the results. "My love," she said carefully, "maybe you should also go for a test, just so we're both sure." Amos's expression changed instantly. "Are you saying I am the problem?" he snapped. Laura shook her head quickly. "No, I'm just saying, for almost 2 years you have not given me a child," he shouted. "If this continues, I will divorce you." Those words broke something inside her. She begged him. "This is not my fault. I'm trying my best." "Your best is not enough," he replied coldly before walking out. Laura felt trapped, confused, tired, and terrified of losing her marriage. Desperate, she called her closest friend, Rebecca. Rebecca listened quietly. "My dear," she said softly, "your husband might be the one with the issue, but his pride will never allow him to accept it." "What should I do?" Laura whispered. Rebecca hesitated. "I have a solution, but you may not like it. I will do anything to save my marriage." And that was where everything changed. 2 months later, Laura was pregnant. Amos was overjoyed. His mother danced. The family celebrated. A healthy baby boy was born. They named him Benjamin. 2 years later, Laura gave birth again, this time to a beautiful baby girl named Joy. The house was full of laughter again. Amos was proud. His confidence returned. He loved Benjamin deeply and carried him everywhere. 3 years later, one afternoon, Amos was chatting with 2 friends at home when Benjamin ran in. "Daddy, Daddy, look what I made for you." Amos smiled proudly. "That's my boy." But as Benjamin ran back to his mother, one of the friends leaned closer. "Amos, have you noticed? Your son looks exactly like your wife's boss, Mr. Johnson." Amos laughed it off. "That's impossible." But the seed of doubt had been planted. That night, he couldn't sleep. Days later, without telling anyone, Amos took Benjamin for a DNA test. When the results came back, his hands trembled. He was not the biological father. Rage consumed him. He stormed into the house, demanding answers. Laura broke down in tears but could barely speak. Furious, Amos dragged her to Mr. Johnson's house, accusing him of betrayal. Mr. Johnson was shocked. "What are you talking about?" he asked. Then Laura finally spoke. "I never cheated on you," she cried, turning to Amos. "I could never do that." The room fell silent. She explained everything. Rebecca had arranged a medical donor process. Mr. Johnson and his wife had once struggled with fertility and had frozen sperm samples at the hospital. Through legal medical procedures with consent from Mr. Johnson's wife, Laura was inseminated discreetly. "I later found out the truth," she whispered. "You cannot make me pregnant, Amos. The doctors confirmed it. I was protecting your pride, protecting our marriage." The truth hit Amos like a storm. All those years, his anger, his threats, his pride. He remembered refusing to test himself. He remembered threatening divorce. He remembered saying her best was not enough. Now he realized the problem had never been Laura. It was him, not his body, his pride. He looked at Benjamin, the boy who called him Daddy, the boy he had taught to walk, the boy who ran into his arms every day. Blood did not make him a father. Love did. Amos fell to his knees. "Forgive me," he said quietly. That night, Amos made a decision. He publicly apologized to his wife and went for proper medical counseling. He accepted the truth. He chose humility over ego. And from that day forward, he loved both children not because they carried his blood, but because they carried his heart. Years later, when Benjamin asked, "Daddy, what makes someone a real father?" Amos smiled and said, "Not pride, not DNA, love." And this time, he truly understood it.